Are we filming? Yes, we are. And welcome to another video. This is a comparison video. Welcome. This is a comparison video showing what you would get if you bought a Filofax today. This file is fill from a brand new Malden personal size that I bought a few weeks ago from my local store. And this is a pack that came unopened, brand new, still sealed in the cellophane band from a binder I bought a couple of years ago. And it had never been used. So this is a blast from the past. So let me first of all compare the two diaries, because both of these diaries say week on 2 pages diary, multi-language. So let's just check to see what you get. Now, I'll go through this one first and then this one second, because there are subtle differences. So first of all, with the 2005 one, you get the 2005 diary, and then you get the 2004 and 2006 diaries, the calendars, both sides. You get some personal information, religious festivals, personal information, and the personal information is in multiple pages for different languages. You get some what they call international information, notable dates, world temperature guide, weights and measures, and some weights and measures there as well. Temperature conversion, very, very useful, that actually, that one there. Then you are reminded of that you've got the world and time here, and then you've got some to remind you of just how good Filofaxes are, some points of distinction. The genuine brand, beautifully stitched, multi-purpose, refined features. What more could you want? And then this is interesting. On the back here, it's got an advert for address book software and computer paper. It says this software is available as a download from Filofax websites. I'm guessing that they don't offer it as a download anymore, but hey ho. Computer paper is pre-perforated and hole punched, ready for insertion into your Filofax organizer, and is suitable for use with most laser and inkjet printers. Interesting, because it shows that nearly 20 years ago, Filofax were trying to embrace a fusion of analog and digital worlds together, and they're still doing that now. Recently, they've introduced a calendar, an online calendar system that works using QR codes, which are actually printed in your Filofax diary. I'm not a fan of it. You can have a look at the website, see what you think. You may be a fan of it. But several Filofax enthusiasts, including myself, has highlighted to Filofax over the last few months that one would express a desire to have QR code free inserts if that's possible, and they, in fairness to Filofax, they are, at least at the moment, they are doing that, at least for a couple of binders, a couple of insert types. But have a look. Here we've got a clothing size equivalent, and then we start on the actual diary itself. And this is an interesting. But before I go into the differences, I want to just show you what's in the current lineup. So you get it's a week on 2 pages diary, and you get the 2024 calendar, and then the 23 and the 25. Again, very, very similar. You get personal information, almost identical to the one before. And then rather than international information, you get national information, but it is international information. Just a play on words there. So quite a lot of that. And then you get religious festivals and notable dates, which is very, very similar. Holiday symbols, get some notes. You can write your own notes, holiday symbols, and then you get into diary. So there's certain information that you don't get, like temperature conversion and clothing sizes, that sort of thing. So maybe that's a sign of the times that people are either more familiar with them or they don't need them or whatever. But over the years, there have been some changes. And I want to show you this because this is a significant change. Look at how much real estate you get on these. So this is Monday. Whoops, let me just move it closer. I need a wider lens, don't I really? So this is Monday, and you get a lot more space than the Monday of today. Look at that. Sorry, Monday's there. So you get this universal space here, which you don't get here. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are bigger than the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here. Thursday and Friday are pretty big as well. And then you get Saturday that's squeezed down to half the height. And then Sunday is squeezed even more because it's not only half height, but also you've got this diary, this calendar here, this mini monthly calendar for January. So there's been some changes because, as you can see here, there's no clutter. Saturday and Sunday have got just as much real estate as any other day. And that might be indicative of the fact that many people these days work a 7-day week, or they work round the week. Whereas perhaps 20 years ago, 19 years ago, Saturday and Sunday were less busy, more of days of rest, in a traditional weekend sense. So that is really, really interesting. So that is the diary. So very, 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 very similar diaries. Very similar diaries. Let me move the diaries out of the way, because otherwise I'm going to get really, really cluttered. So I'll put those out of the way, and I'll put these diaries out of the way because there are some differences to the what else you get in these packs. So I'm going to start with the 2005 pack. You get some notes. You do actually get some notes in the back of the diary. I should have taken those out. Do we have some notes? Yes we do. So we have some notes at the back. So very similar, although they're Filofax being more generous because there are seven sheets of notes in the current at the back of the current diary, and only 3 with the diary of old. Then we come to the to-do lists, and this is slightly interesting, perhaps in a sort of nerdy way. So bear in mind, this is a Filofax designed for multi-language, but 2005 to-do lists were indeed in multi-language, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Multi-language is not existent in today's binder because it just says to do in English, and you get 1, 2, 3. So they're being a little bit meaner with the to-do lists there. But they are more generous with the blank pages. So I've got some blank pages here. This is the modern one. So everything on the right hand side is from the modern binder. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No fewer than 8 nice, pristine, cotton cream blank pages, which are my favourite. But on the fill from 2005, you're not given any blank pages whatsoever. None. Very surprising. And the differences are even more stark here because in the modern binder you have some grid paper. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's 8. Looks like 8. And you don't get any gridded paper in the 19-year-old one. Even better, you get some lines, traditional lines paper. Arguably, more of this paper is probably used than any other paper. Just lined paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 6 of those. Again, in the old one, you don't get any of those. You do get some coloured paper. Let's go through these. So you get one piece of pink paper. It's all very random, this, isn't it? And then you get, oh no, so you don't get one pink. So let's try the green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 green, so 8 green. Then you do get some pink paper. Let's see if we get 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm pretty sure they're stuck together. So you get 8 of those. And the blue ones, how many of those you get? I'm just guessing you get about, it feels like you get 8 of those. So plenty of blank paper and lined and plain. In here, in the old one, you do get some coloured paper, but you don't get some blank paper, you don't get some lined paper. But you do get these. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Holy moly, 9 pages of salmon. Now, those of you who have read or watched all of my videos will know that this is my favourite colour. I'm not these I don't really use unless I use them because they come with binders I've bought just to use up the paper. I don't use these colours, but I'm a big fan of these. And as we know, Filofax no longer makes salmon colour paper. It's not a pink colour, it's just a sort of just orangey pinkish, not really pink, it's salmon, and I like this. That's my favourite colour. Lavender, obviously they're very, very keen on the pastels back in the day. Okay, there's probably about 8 there, but I'm not going to count them. And so you get a large pack of, is it blue? Okay, so you don't, but the thing is, you do not get any blank paper, you do not get any grid paper, you do not get any plain paper. But what you do get, which you don't get with a modern Filofax, is this financial paper, financial expenses paper. You do not get that in a modern one. Surprising. I'm really, really surprised at that. And then you get a substantial, this is the old one, a substantial number of addresses, which somewhat interestingly, they have space for not only an email, but also they have, this is quite interesting, they've got a picture of a very old-fashioned telephone there, like a Nokia 5110, something like that, back in the day. So that must be for the mobile number. Then they've got a traditional telephone symbol of a standard telephone that's probably been available since the 1960s. So that's the landline number. And then they've got space for address, but curiously, they've got space for a fax number. Fantastic. I used to have a telephone number and a landline number and a fax number and a mobile number. Now I just have a mobile number, but it's a sign of the times. And there's lots of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So quite a lot of the address paper. In the modern binder, you do have some, they don't call it addresses, they call it contacts. Let's have a look at the symbols. So what you get is the name and address again, and then instead of having a picture of an old style telephone, they have T for telephone, and then M for mobile, and then the @ symbol for email address. So this is clearly a historical change over the years. But how many of these do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So not so many. Not so many, but that's a sign of the times, isn't it? Then finally, there's a difference. Oh, let me talk about the map. You always used to get a map in the binders that you would buy. Not only a time zone map, but also a map of the world. The copyright on this is 2003. But sadly, you don't seem to get that anymore. No map. Then it comes to the dividers. You seem to get just a standard set of 6 dividers in a modern binder, which is fair enough. I quite like these because you can use them for anything. In the older style, you get two sets of dividers. One marked diary, notes, projects, information, financial, and addresses. And I do recall that was like that for many years. Personally, I always had the diary at towards the halfway point, so I put a sticker over these and renamed these because I have the diary towards the back of the binder, so that when you open it, you don't have to find something to lean on if you're using the page turned over to the left. And also, what I would do is, and I've made this clear in a previous video, that all these notes are written for right-handed people, because that's how you write, and you can see it. But for left-handed people, if you're writing like this, these are all upside down. So I have mine the other way up so that I can see them properly. And then finally, you get this set of A to Zs. Now, I am a big fan of having 26 A to Zs rather than 13 dividers. But we are where we are. You don't seem to get these anymore. I'm pretty sure these are available. You can buy them. But it's just a sign of the times that Filofax have deemed it fit not to provide these anymore. And they're probably right, to be honest, because not many people just jot these numbers and addresses down. Oh, excuse me. Medication. Sorry, but we're coming to the end. So I think I've managed it okay. But certainly some significant differences since over the intervening 19 years. And I think that some of those are quite interesting. Anyway, I am fading fast. So I managed to get it out. This is the third attempt. But third time lucky. Thank you very much for watching. Until my next video, goodbye.